covers some of the emergency nature and the video telephonic method that we're using.
Okay.
Good to see you, Manager Bradley. Am I coming through okay? It's kind of staticky on my end.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I can't hear you really good, but that's okay.
Okay, real clear to me.
Are you talking about the emergency meeting notice that I should read?
No, not that. Rather, on the top of the last board agenda, we had that little ditty. I have it here.
Okay, why don't you read it for me? I don't see that here.
Okay. Is everyone on that we want?
We have a roll call?
John Waller's on the phone.
Well,
Okay.
we'll call our meeting to order and then we'll do a roll call. And so our meeting's to order. The roll call will be Waller,
Here.
Wynant,
Here.
Bradley,
I'm here.
Here.
Wagaman,
Yes.
and Preiner. Okay, so we're all here. And the first thing is set the agenda. Nick, I'll have you read the.
Yes. Thank you, President Preiner. Just to note, it has been determined that an in-person meeting is not prudent due to the health pandemic, and therefore the meeting is being conducted by teleconference and video conference, and all votes must be by roll call. The posting for today, the 27th emergency meeting of the Rice Creek Board, that posting included the call-in number and contact information. That posting was placed on the front door of the office building where RCWD resides, on the front door of the office itself. It was posted on the district's website, and it was sent by automated email of the website under the update and announcements feature. The posting on the website included the notice of the emergency meeting itself, staff's memo to the board, the governor's executive order, as well as the Rice Creek proposed resolution 20-12. Each manager was called in advance of the meeting. The materials that I just noted were sent to each of the managers by email. And the same was sent by U.S. mail to Manager Waller. He was called in advance and told about the nature of the agenda. I think that covers it, President Preiner, unless Council Mr. Holtman has something to add.
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add. Okay, well then the purpose of our meeting is to look at and vote on resolution 2020-12. The Rice Creek Watershed District Board of Managers authorizing work outside the home pursuant to the governor's emergency executive order 2020.
Correct. So President Preiner, the governor's order says that everyone should work at home. Although some of our work may be deemed essential or critical, and in which case the board should make that decision, and as best possible, district staff should comply with the governor's order, limiting the number of staff involved in the work, and also proceeding in accordance with Department of Health methods.
What in here, Nick, would indicate, what if we would have some major flooding problems and we need to bring in more people? Is there a way for us to do that through this?
Yeah.
Because it could be our emergency.
Correct. I would say that the resolution has been written in a way that allows for expansion of that minimum necessary to carry out whatever that activity is. So if we need more folks, we would call them on board, and of course they would try and maintain the social distancing, so on and so forth, to achieve the goal of the activity.
Okay, does any of the board have any questions regarding this resolution?
I'm not, I have, I'm not seeing it, so someone's gonna have to read it for me.
Okay.
I-
Does everybody else see it or have it?
I can
Is it
share
being
it.
screened?
I I do not either,
Steve doesn't
It
have
was,
it?
a-
or haven't
was-
seen it. No, I haven't seen it either.
Okay, so then I think we're gonna have to read the whole thing.
Wait a minute, I'm realizing, I'm looking at my old email, I need to look at my Rice Creek email. 1 second, give me a second here.
Okay, how
Okay.
about
yeah,
Steve?
and it was attached, only 3 showed up on my screen, and then I clicked again and I found the 4th one, Steve.
Okay. Just give me a heartbeat here.
That's fine. I just want to touch back with Steve and John.
Just,
Yeah, I'm looking quickly here at my emails.
therefore, the actual orders itself, I don't know if we need the whole document read.
Okay, so now we have it shared up on our screen so everybody that's on video can see it. So take your time a minute and
Okay.
read through it.
Madam President, I have a question about it.
Sure, go ahead.
I assume that we'll have to designate some individuals as essential or critical. And those individuals should have this authorization in their possession, maybe when they're out and about doing their work, in case somebody from the public picks up one of those cell phones and calls the authorities, and and so that they have not only identification that they're from the district, but also the authority to be working. And so this order should be in their possession in case somebody questions them about it.
I think that's a good idea.
President Preiner,
Yes, go ahead.
I would like to ask Mr. Holtman if that's already contemplated in here. We did a fair amount of discussion about that, and it is reflected in staff's memo for the areas that I found to be justified for staff to work out in the field. I included the names of who I would presume they would be, and certainly the administrator could issue the letter, and we do have a template in place that we can do that. I guess my point being, I think that might be an administrative item, and should we include it here in the resolution itself?
So
Madam
Nick?
President, I wasn't considering including it in the resolution itself, but it's just that once the resolution is passed and it authorizes these folks to work, to be at work, that they have it available in case someone questions what they're doing.
Okay.
Nick,
Yes.
assuming
Manager
that
Bradley,
you-
make sure to identify everybody's.
all right,
identify
this
themselves.
is Manager Bradley. Assuming that we want to be able to continue to meet, workshop, and twice a month in our normal board meetings, if that's our goal, there needs to be someone to prepare the materials for us and to arrange for their distribution. And I don't know if you can do all of that remotely or not.
Yes, Manager Bradley, this is Administrator Tomczak. It does present challenges within the memo from staff. They communicate incoming and outgoing physical documents and such is where I kind of contemplated that. I guess it's not explicit to the board meetings themselves. But we do have a good system with modern technology to assemble these things electronically. The posting on the website, et cetera, and get them out the door to you.
Because my assumption then is correct that we are going to keep operating as a quote board in addition to maintaining people in the field, making sure the ditches run.
Yeah, I intend to, yes.
Yeah. So I would just ask you whether or not you want to, under the office monitoring and administration as necessary, add in there to facilitate board meetings, something like that.
Certainly. And when you say inserted in there, you're referring to staff's memo?
I'm referring to the actually resolution 2020-12.
Okay, thank you.
I'm referring to the 4th bullet point, office monitoring and administration as necessary to maintain office security, timely manage financial, permits, other time-sensitive paperwork, including preparing materials for board meetings and board processes.
President Priner, Administrator Tomczak here. I would agree with Manager Bradley's suggested addition, just so the record is clear in the recitals of the resolution.
I think that's a good idea. Any other board members' suggestions or Manager Bradley, anything else?
Madam President, this is Waller. I concur. I think that it's important to have the administrator and the office manager along with the drainage personnel, a minimum of 4 at least.
Okay. Any other
This
comments?
Manager Wagaman, I agree. And
Okay, so just for the way this is supposed to work, was Steve supposed to pop up when he starts speaking or not? Ashley?
Yep, he is.
Pat, this is,
Oh, you can see him there, but you can't see him here. Okay, that's what I was, okay, that's the difference.
His video is off because of internet
yeah,
speeds.
I see.
Okay. Okay. Any other suggestions then? If not, I can entertain a motion.
But, Madam President, Waller here, just so
Yes.
I'm clear, now that you mentioned, Patrick, that seems to be an essential area, the permitting and inspections. Is that also included in this, besides the drainage itself?
Go ahead, Dan.
Yes, President Priner, Administrator Tomczak here. Yes, that was contemplated as well. Inspecting and maintaining and repairing district field items. It's referencing public and private in my memo. I am looking at the resolution right now to confirm.
I don't see it.
When you guys are done, this is Steve. I have a question too.
Okay,
President
go
Priner,
ahead.
could I ask Attorney Holtman to maybe address that?
Okay.
This is Chuck. The third bullet includes inspecting third-party work under district permits.
Super.
Got it.
Steve, you had a question?
Yeah, I did. One question. This does allow for, as example, Teresa to work from home when she can and just go in as she has to. If she has to go in to do some kind of something that she can't do at home for, say, for meeting materials or stuff. But does this allow for that to be, or does she have to be, if she's essential, does she have to be at work then the full time, or
President Priner?
Yes.
can she?
President Priner, Manager Wagaman, this is Administrator Tomczak. Again, the resolution is, I would say, in alignment with the compliance of the governor's orders. So minimum amount of time away from our home to complete what we
Okay.
consider the essential work of the district. So the
Okay.
original thought was district mail, our financial matters, some of the physical documents that do come to our office where originals are needed and such, and the processing of those, and then return to our homes.
Manager Priner,
Perfect.
Steve, the second, therefore be, or first, therefore be it resolved, basically says above listed categories constitute critical sectors and may occur on the district's behalf outside of the home when it is not otherwise feasible to accomplish the work.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I believe that would.
Thank you.
That doesn't. Any other questions or comments from the board?
If I may, President Priner, this is Patrick Hughes.
Certainly.
I just wanted to jump back to the permitting side of things. I know that the current executive order lasts until April 10th. I'm just thinking about if we need to have something that is explicit to WACA, if it does get extended and we have to go on site for wetland delineation and such, if that's covered under the way that the resolution is currently written.
Go ahead, Nick.
President Priner, I think that'd be a good one for Attorney Holtman.
Okay.
This is Attorney Holtman. The resolution simply authorizes 4 categories of work under present conditions. And it also authorizes the district administrator in consultation with council and the board president to authorize additional work as he may determine that it falls under critical sectors work. So this simply is an authorization that will stand until the board should adjust it. If there's an extension of the governor's order or a different governor's order that alters the framework, then we'll see if we need to adjust this scheme, and if so, we'll come back to you for appropriate action.
So that's the question, Patrick?
I guess, yeah, so.
Go ahead.
I guess it is kind of a legal question, I guess. So if the order does then, if there's a new order, if it gets extended or what have you past April 10th, then we start looking at, maybe there is some wetland field work. So I don't know if it is covered the way that it's currently written, or as Chuck just mentioned there, we'd do something new
Something more.
to reflect that.
President Priner?
Yes.
Administrator Tomczyk here. I would say as written, it does cover that under the general heading of inspection, field inspection, those types of things. And that's also contemplated in that third-party work. That would be the completion of materials that are presented in the field for district review.
Okay. Any other questions from anybody? Any comments?
This is Manager Wegman. Well, I think this gives enough flexibility for you guys to pretty much do whatever you need to do if there's an emergency. So I don't see any problem.
Yeah. President
Between
Priner.
Nick and Pat, and you two can do what you need to do in an emergency. So,
President Priner, if I could, Manager Wagaman, I would note that the governor declared the emergency. The district recognized the emergency, and the work that we're contemplating here, the use of the word emergency might not be ideal, but rather that these works the district does are critical to some degree to our society and how the state works. And so certainly we could have an emergency such as flooding, and it may involve our public drainage system, but otherwise just to maintain a civil and functional arrangement for the district and the public for the services we offer. That's the intent here. I want to be clear about that.
yeah, I understand that.
Well, I believe that's the intent. This is President Priner. However, I kind of concur with Patrick. I think if they can go out in the field and has something to do with delineation, it certainly is distancing. I don't know if it's an emergency, but I would hate to see us lose our timing if there's a way to accomplish that.
Correct, President Priner. I'm sorry if I've muddied the waters a little bit there. I'm just saying that visiting a delineation site, a wetland delineation or a wetland matter may not be
An emergency.
defined as emergency to some folks. But here, in taking action of the resolution, the board is contemplating what things justify staff to be in the field. And that is to say, everybody does not go about their typical business. There is restraint on that and an intent to comply with the governor's order. And you're defining what things we are allowed to do on the landscape. And here, wetland delineation or wetland activities would be an allowed activity.
Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure it's clear, so.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions from the board members or staff? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Sounds like Manager Waller has something.
Oh, okay, I can't hear him. Yeah, you have to speak up, John, a little bit.
Madam President Waller, just a reminder, this sounds like it's flexible enough that we won't have any 60-day rule problems where we didn't act within 60 days. That's the intent of this also?
President Preiner, Manager Waller, that is correct. The contemplated office work and the district checking its mail, physical mail, and staff have already the automated ability to check email and incoming applications. So yes, we will be processing those materials and responding accordingly.
Thank
Does
you
that
very
answer your
much.
question, John?
So President Preiner, I would be willing to move this resolution. Do you want me to read everything from therefore be it resolved?
Well, I think so. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Therefore be it, and you can hear me all right. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Therefore be it resolved that the Board of Managers finds that the above listed categories of work constitute critical sector work pursuant to Executive Order 2020 and may occur on the district's behalf outside of the home when it is not otherwise feasible to accomplish the work. Be it further resolved that the district administrator, in consultation with the district council and board president, may authorize other work to occur outside the home when there is sound basis to determine that such work constitutes critical sector work and that the work cannot feasibly be performed within the home. The administrator will inform the board of such determinations made. Be it finally resolved that all such work is to be conducted to the maximum extent possible in a manner that conforms to Minnesota occupational safety and health standards and the Minnesota Department of Health and CDC guidelines related to COVID-19, including standards for social distancing and hygiene.
Manager Weiner, would you accept the friendly amendments that we amend the fourth bullet point, office monitoring and administration as necessary to maintain office security and timely manage financial, permit, and other time-sensitive paperwork, including preparing papers on behalf of the board for board meetings, et cetera?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Okay, so we have a motion. We need a second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second with the amendment. Any further discussion? If not, we're going to call for a roll call. Bradley?
Yes.
Preiner, yes. Wageman?
Yes.
Waller?
Yes.
Wynant?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. And we'll need a motion to adjourn and then I think we can discuss just how this process is going to work and get signed. Nick, do you want to put that in the minutes?
Sure. President Preiner, we will send out a copy of the revised resolution, or I should say as amended under the motion and the second, out to you for signature with a addressed postage paid envelope to send it back or to send it to Marcy.
To Marcy, yeah.
Signature.
Yep.
And Marcy will include another envelope to send that back to the district office.
Okay, I just want to clarify it for the record.
And
Anything
if that
further?
doesn't work, I'll get on a horse and ride
Or
it
let me
around
know.
to everyone.
I could drive anywhere, yeah. And I like to. Okay,
Yeah. And
Anything else?
ask and I.
okay,
could
so we need a movement, movement, yeah, we need a motion to adjourn.
I have one more question, please.
Oh, go ahead.
Mrs. Mercy.
Yes,
Nick, is everyone being able to successfully work from home? And are there any items of normal workflow from the district that are not able to be done or are not being done?
President Preiner, Manager Wynant, the district office, all staff have the ability to work remotely. That work is less efficient than it would with folks coming into the office, just with the movement and the capacity of the equipment that we have. But no, I cannot think of any item that is not being completed that otherwise would be. I'll just note again, akin to the mailing of the resolution between managers, that is some of the cumbersome issues that we're running into. But we are putting
Excellent.
alternative means in place, some pre-posted envelopes taken home by staff so that they can do mailings from home, printers being taken to our residences. I'll note that Ashley has kept a record of what equipment is where, so we are accountable for it. And other things, otherwise things are moving fine.
Excellent. Thank you.
okay, any other questions?
You know, President Preiner, I look ghostly white on the
You
screen.
did look pretty right.
And I don't know, this light on my
Are you
monitor
feeling
must
all
be
right?
extremely bright. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna need a little makeup.
There you go. You need a motion? Adjourn?
Madam President, I move we adjourn.
I would
Manager
second that.
Wagman,
This is my-
Manager Bradley, yeah, motion to adjourn. Wynant seconded. It'll be a roll call. Waller? Wynant?
Yes.
Bradley?
Yes.
Wagaman?
yes.
Preiner. Okay, motion adjourned. Everybody take care. And we'll be talking shortly, I'm sure. Let us know if you need anything else, Nick. Just let us know ahead.
Very good. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you coming on board.
Thanks for getting this
And
done.
thanks to all the staff.
Yes.
for the work you.
5 minutes, Waller.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are
Thanks,
doing a
guys.
great job with what you got to work with.
Yeah,
thank you.
us.
She beat me to it.
All right.
All right. Bye now.
Have a good evening.
Yeah,
Weekend.
you too.
Bye-bye.
You too.